Free services, Lavazzi and Whoop1.co.uk present the 20 megabyte Doctor Who podcast.
Hello and welcome to the 20 megabyte Doctor Who podcast, episode 592. I'm Adam, and something or other to do with Zygons or whatever. Hi, I'm Bonnie or whatever. And here's Debbie Melrose.
Why do you have a Union Jack parachute?
And Kirby Bartlett Sloan.
You operate it by titivating the fronds.
Is that from this episode?
Yeah.
Is it? I didn't pick up on that one.
It's the exact same quote that I used last time around.
Yes, we're going to be doing some Zygon-y stuff today. I'll tell you about the old... you remember the character creations did, along with the Doctor figures, the 5-inch Doctor figures, did a fabulous Zygon. I think I might actually have it upstairs somewhere. But anyway.
Can I just interject? Kirby, is Adam crackly to you?
Yes, he is.
Yeah.
Oh dear.
Maybe he's got my old internet.
No, the sound that you're hearing is probably... Where's that coming through? Coming through?
It is pretty
it'll
bad.
be my microphone on the pooter, wouldn't it? Or would it? I don't know. Doesn't matter. You're getting it from somewhere. I don't know where. But anyway, stop distracting me. I'm trying to...
We've just got to put up and shut up, Kirby, apparently.
Right, so stuff coming through on the live feed.
No, he used to
We're not going to get stuff
tease me
coming
for
through
my
on the
Cher
live feed.
impression.
Do you believe?
Maybe we'll get stuff coming through on the live feed. We have Lillian Robin. Hi Neil. Didn't even say hello to me first. Just said hi Neil.
Hi, Neil is just a password now.
Then hi everyone. And then Neil says, this is Neil James, says, oh hi fellow gorgeous Doctor Who fans. And then, oh hi Lillian.
Hi, Neil.
And then,
Hi, Lillian.
come on Emma. Unfortunately, she's now lying on the floor eating energy tablets. I think that's the end of her Wimbledon. And then as soon as I said come on Emma, she fell over. I'm going to keep quiet.
You're a curse. You're a curse
what
on
is-
Wimbledon.
Emma who?
What?
Emma who? What are you talking about?
He's talking about Wimbledon.
We established this
Yeah,
about
but-
2 minutes ago. Emma Raducanu. She won the US Open about 15 years ago at the age of 2. And then she became rubbish. But anyway, right, so this week it's the Zygon-y stuff. I'm so pleased I don't have to... Oh, now Alexa's going to tell me of some notification. Alexa, what's the notification?
It's the weather.
Yeah, can you say it more noisier? No, I didn't. Shut up. Alexa, Alexa, shut up. I'm not interested in giving reviews on stuff. Well, not stuff I've
You've been
bought from
ordering,
Amazon.
Adam.
No, Deb
You know,
orders.
you can turn off the
No,
notifications
because
that
Deb
come
won't.
through.
No. You can, but then Deb won't get a notification of what's coming. So leave that alone. Where do I get it up to? I was just about to talk about something, wasn't I?
Well, this episode, maybe?
Yeah, we're going to do a
Yeah, but
little lead into it.
we're not doing a
No, that's what I was about to allude to, the fact I'm so pleased not having to do a synopsis. However, if I look on my emails, we have this from Andy Nunny. Oh, no we don't, because he's not saying anything.
We're a slick.
Oh, good evening, 20 megabytes. Andy here. It's just went to 7 o'clock. I'm sitting here with a towel, having had a bath and feeling nice, relaxed, and not wanting to go work tomorrow. Then who does? The last couple of days, had a load of ironing and watched the Zygon Invasion and the Zygon Inversion. I think these are two very good stories. They certainly rattle along. They do get a bit confusing, but I suppose they're meant to be. With the you don't know who's who in the Zygon Invasion. It's clear that the ceasefire's broken down, and you've got the Osgood with the Osgood box. Very cleverly, you only see one of them. You don't realise there's two. And you get Kate Stewart coming back, and is Kate really Kate? We don't know. And we get the Zygons who are, well, at the very beginning, it's very disconcerting when you see the Doctor chatting to two young girls, and you think, what on earth is going on here? Then it's fairly clear. You get somebody being turned into a Zygon, so a nice case of reverse engineering there as well. But what it is clear is that there is a faction going, and I think it's very relevant to the way politics works, and particularly at the moment where you've got faction within parties trying to force the hand of the majority. I think that's probably what we saw on Thursday. I won't comment on my views of that, but myself and the councillor do not agree on this, but that's life. That's politics, and that's democracy, and so it should be. But yes, all in all, a very good episode. Some good continuity. The reference to Harry Sullivan. The references that Kate Stewart comes up with, going back to her father, and this obviously comes up in episode 2, the Zygon inversion. 5 rounds rapid, excellent. But what's good about the second one is the fact you really don't know who is who. And the way that Osgood will never say which one she is, and then when you get the Osgood at the end come back and still won't say which one's which. I thought Jenna Coleman is very good here. Mr. M must be his element between 2 Jenna Colemans. But I think what's very, very good here, you can actually tell which one was which, because the human Clara was a little softer, a little more rounded, where there definitely was hardness to the Zygon Clara. And I think that just shows how well the story worked like that. You know, having 2 opposing sides. There's also the taking away Kate's memory, again, a throwback to the not the 3 doctors, oh for goodness sake, the Day of Doctor. And saying, you took my memory away. Well, we did that last 15 times, didn't we? So again, it's clear that this has happened before. Presumably will happen again as well. But all in all, I think it's a very, very good story. It doesn't close it down completely, because although the section has been neutralised, I think, and mollified, I don't know how quite you put it, it's always still going to be there. And you've still got 2 Osgoods, and I think the Osgood box and the box being empty, again, that shows the Doctor using his excellent skills at double bluff and counter bluff. And that was it. So until next time, maybe seeing you.
Well, thank you, Andy, for providing me with a very succinct and a superbly brief synopsis. Superb.
Master?
Oh, no.
Is that all we're talking about? Okay, see you next week. Bye.
No. Don't be silly, Debbie, or else I'll set my dog on it. Yes?
You know why the Osgoods didn't... The real reason why Osgood didn't join the Doctor at the end? She sensed that Sutek was on top of the TARDIS.
Oh.
Oh, that explains everything now, doesn't it?
Yeah. Anyway, okay, so zooming back to the story we're supposed to be talking about at this moment. Now, obviously, every single week we say, well, next week or next time we're going to be reviewing blah, 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 blah. Somebody says, oh, it's utter rubbish, you're going to hate it. And turns out I absolutely love it and you lot hate it. So I'm starting to feel it's pointless doing a Doctor Who podcast because I like Doctor Who. And I'm finding it really difficult.
Master.
Not liking the episodes. Hang on, I haven't finished my review yet. Right, let's go through what happened. So, as Andy said, we got the Zygons back, and we don't know who's who, and it's a bit of a sort of follow-up story to the Christmas. Well, sorry, the 50th. Yes, no, the 50th anniversary special. A bit of a follow-up to that, wasn't it? Really. So I thought it was about time we did get the Zygons back, because it was sort of like, okay, half the population are Zygons, and they're going to all live happily ever after, and of course. They didn't. And there was a reference also about Jenna Coleman being, oh, she's great, isn't she? But how well she played the 2 characters. It wasn't so much, obviously, Bonnie had the slick back hair. It was also the posh accent that she put on for Bonnie. Whereas, obviously, Clara's got a slight northern twang. So she played them in 2 different ways, 2 different characters. And that was really easy. Like I say, she didn't really necessarily have to have a hair slick back. She could have just been Clara in a normal costume. But of course, she's a different person because it's a Zygon person. I don't know. Anyway, I like the fact that we had lots of Osgood, because Osgood was really a sort of like a sideline character. Got done in by Missy in a previous episode. So, and I also like the fact there was a little sort of twang of, is she good? Osgood? Get it? Is she good? Or is she actually a baddie?
They play the ambiguousness of it all. Yes. Yeah, ambiguity, sorry.
And the fact that they've obviously, I say obviously, I'm watching too much Love Island, Kate Stewart's, not Kate Lethbridge Stewart as she is now, and seeing plenty of her is great, because she's in current Doctor Who, and it's nice to see her playing alongside different doctors, like Brigadier Lethbridge Stewart did, and hopefully they'll keep that going for quite a long time. Yes, I was watching it with a view to not liking it, because I think people are trying to influence me into not liking Doctor Who, and found myself really, really enjoying it. I just love Peter Capaldi. I think he's so good. He started off a bit grumpy, didn't he? But he's rocking it as the Doctor now, even with his guitar. I still haven't seen it's Clara is the Doctor thing. Again, it's, for me, the Doctor and Clara is a very clever sidekick. Yes, they do feature a lot. She's quite pretty, but it's very much Doctor Who, not Clara Who. And she's only got a couple of stories left. So I've gone through the whole of this time waiting for Clara to become the dominant character in a show about an alien from Gallifrey, and finding it's basically more about the alien from Gallifrey. So that's also sort of set me on the back foot a bit. I don't know. I'm not saying it's perfect. There's scenes in it that, like you say, the bit at the end with Bonnie suddenly become Osgood, and bearing in mind Bonnie's a different person, how that happens a bit sort of romantic rather than realistic. But I don't mind it 100%. I just, okay, finish it off. That's probably, is that Osgood's last appearance in Doctor Who? Or have I got that bit wrong? No? Okay.
Possibly. I think so, actually.
Yeah.
I don't recall anything else.
Yeah. Yeah, so, and of course, there was...
Although I wouldn't be at all surprised if Osgood is in Big Finish.
Yeah, I would imagine
but
she is.
Our Big Finish person isn't with us.
No, but I bet she probably is. Yeah, I think it's... again, the other thing was a bit silly was the fact that Clara's, herself within that pod was able to communicate with, Zygon Clara. Didn't think it was terrible. I just thought it was a bit... when you've got other originals in pods that potentially aren't able to communicate with their Zygon counterparts. But again, it was Clara. She's travelled in the TARDIS. She's clever. Blah blah blah. So I'm not overly worried about that. It's a minor sort of thing. On the whole, yeah, I really really enjoyed it. I'm trying to work out in my mind whether it could have been condensed to one episode or not. I don't think it would have been as much fun as
this works the double.
Absolutely.
Yeah. As I said, I don't think it would have been as much fun condensed into one, because obviously it was nice to have a cliffhanger.
We've been moaning about it being too rushed.
Yeah. Yeah, then there's little bits like, obviously they shot, Bonnie tried not to shoot the plane down, but did in the end. And, oh my God, they're dead. But of course the Doctor finds a way out, and it's great. These lovely little, the Doctor is great in it, and Capaldi is great as the Doctor in this. And I absolutely, love stories like that. Zygons, of course, are one of the best creations in Doctor Who anyway. They, it's one of those things that when they came out in the mid-70s, they looked, like an advanced monster for its time, and they haven't changed the design at all. They just put sharper teeth on them. I think they're just a fabulous creation. So we've gone from, with current Doctor Who seeing the return of Sutekh and made, a fabulous creation we don't see a lot of, and to this episode, another fabulous Doctor Who creation. So, yeah, I really enjoyed it, to be fair. Go on, Debbie, tell me how much you hated it.
Oh, I like this one. I never dissed it in the first place.
I knew you liked it. He was just...
In my opinion, Peter Capaldi, as the Doctor, excels as the Doctor when he's got a group to perform with. Rather than just like one-on-one or one-on-two-three. He has... When he's got an ensemble cast as good as this one, to be frank, he is outperforming them in every way he can. But it's glorious, and it's just lovely to see him. It really does seem, from this point, he just picks up his skirts, for want of a better word, and runs the Doctor. He literally just off. From now on till the end of his tenure as the Doctor, he's wonderful. And has really found his feet. And I feel that in this episode. I think this is a fun, joyful, sad, deep, very serious, all sorts of things. It just hits you in every way a Doctor Who story can. It's pretty damn good Doctor Who, absolutely, in a nutshell. The music keeps it going along. I'm a sucker for that, as I always say. And the lady that plays Osgood, never remember her name, bless her, but
Ingrid Oliver.
That's it, Ingrid. Yeah, brilliant name. And never remember it, bless her.
But, Petronella.
She is terrific in this, absolutely terrific. And Kate Lethbridge-Stewart, I mean, One day, I'd like to hear her say 3 rounds rapid.
She did.
That just, it's got to happen.
5 rounds rapid.
5 rounds rapid. That's what I meant.
Which she says in inversion.
Yes.
I don't remember hearing that.
Yeah, it's when she said how she got, whether she was actually the real Kate, wasn't she? And we're led to believe she was Zygon Kate. And the doctor sussed out that she was actually real Kate. And he sort of said, how do you get out of that? And then he had a flashback. And then she just said, 5 rounds rapid, doctor. And bang, 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 bang. And she shot the...
I missed that, and I've been
Zygon.
waiting for that, and I watched it twice.
Yeah. and the only thing she doesn't say is chap with the wings.
No,
And
not yet.
unfortunately, Isla's had tonsillitis, so it's been a bit of a duff couple of weeks.
Oh dear.
Yeah, she doesn't handle illness very well, so every time I'm trying to watch something, I'm with Isla.
Yeah.
And she doesn't like watching Doctor Who anymore because she's scared of puppets.
Oh,
Oh dear.
That puppet master really did for her.
oh dear.
But going back to this one, the Zygons are fantastic. They are yucky, horrible, brilliant monsters, proper classic monster, and always good to see that. But yeah, now we know everything's happening because Sutek's on the TARDIS. It does explain a lot.
Yeah, it's a good way
No,
of sort of explaining sort of weird stuff in it.
Yeah.
Which I like that. I like that.
Blame it on the Sutek.
Yeah, no, I like that. And also this series, we'll go on to a minute, a little comment on it, that this series is very much sort of God-based, it's the classic gods of Doctor Who. Anyway, carry on, Debbie, sorry.
No, I'm going to rewatch this because I'm so gutted. I missed it every time I've watched it. But I always seem to go out of the room at the same point.
What, the point when she says 5 rounds rapid? That bit?
Yeah,
Oh.
Obviously, because that's a joy, and I'm so angry. I call myself a fan of Who.
It's in there.
I'll
Trust
get my P45 now.
Just go,
It's in
just go,
inversion. It's not in invasion.
Yeah, go to inversion and let's fast forward to the bit where Kate and the Doctor sort of meet up again in that episode, and that's when that scene occurs. Right, is that it, Debbie?
Yeah, I enjoyed it. There you go.
Okay. Kirby, now you were the one that told me it was rubbish, weren't you? If I remember rightly. Hang on, do I need to play that the?
You didn't say it was rubbish.
You didn't say it was rubbish.
No.
Pretty sure you said,
No.
next week it won't be.
For some reason, I had in my brain that I didn't like this one.
All right.
And so then I went back and listened to us in 2015, and I loved it then, and I just watched it again the last 2 nights, and I absolutely love it, even better.
Right.
This was top-notch Doctor Who.
Yeah. Did we say that about the last story?
I don't know why I had a negative memory about it, because this was great. It was gripping. It had Capaldi is just great. I love having an evil Clara. She played evil quite well. I completely agree. I'm not seeing what we were complaining about with Clara becoming the Doctor. Yeah, she does in Face the Raven. Maybe we just see that one.
I don't know. We'll see, won't we? I'm not convinced. It's quite, you see these, talk about, sorry to interrupt, Kirby, but you said about, these sort of things all leading up to Face the Raven, and even in this episode, there's a scene in which the Doctor thinks that Clara's dead, and obviously at the time we knew that Jenna was going out of it, but didn't know how they were going to take her out of it, and it's quite an interesting sort of lead in, all these sort of mentions, if you look back a bit, mentions of Clara potentially dying and stuff, but even then she didn't properly die, did she, if you think about it? Carry on. Yeah.
So, Zygons. I absolutely love Zygons, although, as I said 9 years ago, one of the very first things I ever saw or exposed to Doctor Who was I ran across a book in the library that was just a general history of science fiction, probably in around 78, 77, around there, that had a little section about Doctor Who, like a paragraph, and had a picture of a Zygon. And I knew nothing about Doctor Who, and I saw this thing, and I went, that looks like rubbish.
What?
Oh, and
Well,
but
that's
then when
shoddy. I'm not watching that.
in 1980, I finally saw Zygon, whatever the episode is called, Zygon.
Terror of the Zygons.
Yeah, Terror of the Zygons, and I loved it. I loved them, and this is great, absolutely great. By the way, speaking of rubbish, or actually rubish,
he died. Yes, I know.
Friend of the show, Hadoki, posted. He posted something. Apparently, the actor who played Professor Rubish in Sarah Jane's first episode is still alive.
Oh, I thought he was dead.
I
thought he meant. Never mind. Wish I hadn't said that now. I thought you thought you were going to say he died. Sorry, Kirby. I've lowered the tone of the episode somewhat.
As of yesterday, when I saw the post, he's still alive.
Good.
So let me think if there's anything else. And when are we going to talk about possible partial rubbish of the last episode of current Doctor Who?
We're not talking current Doctor Who.
We are. We are talking about current Doctor Who, but I think I don't know whether we. Oh, sorry. Let's talk about current Doctor Who. Before.
No. We have to finish this.
We're not doing it without Mary.
Oh, no, we can go back and talk to it. We can talk about current Doctor Who. We can talk about current Doctor Who over and over again. So we can do, even when what Mary says about it, and I know Mary didn't particularly like it, we can go back and re-reference it. We can talk about what she thought of it, because she's already spoken about it.
Next time.
Pardon?
We will ask her next time. That's fine.
Well, it's fine. We'll just go back and talk about it again. So we've got time.
Let's finish talking about this particular story,
Kirby.
and then go to that.
Yes, Kirby.
So, am I to read stuff?
No, Kirby, because we're going to talk about because somebody might reference the new stuff in the feedback. So we're going to. I can't remember where we got up to last time in regards to the current Doctor Who stuff, but I feel as if because I think it was the Bridgerton-based episode, wasn't it? That's the last one we did.
Yes, I believe that was the last
because there was
the
Doctor kissing a bloke. Oh my God, a person that was that was a woman a few episodes ago kissing a bloke. Oh, didn't he? Or did Captain Jack not kiss him at some point? I bet he probably did. Anyway.
Him at the end season of the first season of New Who.
Yes, I don't think Mary's particularly impressed with that.
Captain Jack kissed both 9 and 10.
Yeah, he did. But anyway, it doesn't matter at the end. It's a kiss. Right, and I think there's so much men kissing men on TV now. I don't think it's anything new. Or and the fact that the Doctor is an alien who's been a woman at least twice. I don't think it's an issue. Really, he's just found someone he had the hots for. Why not? Right. So enough about the Bridgerton-based episode. I'm talking about the last, the finale of Doctor Who, which it was good anyway. If you take Sutekh out of the whole, big reveal side of it, take it out completely, which was quite an exciting point to the end of the first half of it. It was still a bloody good episode, and it's always nice to have Mel back and the whole unit crew and their new upgraded. I like the new little science officer. I can't remember his blooming name. The science bloke that goes around in the Segway.
By the way, the other science person will be back at the Christmas special.
I don't mind.
The one in the wheelchair.
Yes, I know, but I can't remember the nipper who's in the Segway, his character's name. So don't have to talk about the synopsises of it because everybody was really on fire in regards to the acting, the production, music. At least it wasn't too loud this time. The build up to the big reveal, which was nothing like what anybody. Which I like, nobody predicted it was going to be the return of Sutekh.
Well, yes, they did.
No,
I had heard rumors that it was going to be Sutekh.
They never did.
I'd heard rumours it was going to be Sutekh, but I absolutely dismissed them because I thought, they're just releasing that out of just cheekiness, to throw us off the set. Yeah. No, it was true.
Yeah, but I didn't hear that myself, so I thought it was really good. I mean, I must admit, the heart sort of skipped a beat when they did that, and all the little letters were changing into Sutekh, and then, of course, getting Gabrielle Wolfe to do the voice again was just wonderful.
That was, I swear I got goosebumps.
Yeah. And also the fact they played little scenes from Pyramids of Mars into the episode as well,
Yes.
which I think is a really good. Again, that Doctor Who has been renewed for Disney Plus. They're paying homage still to its history in a very sort of subtle way. Now, putting that little clip into something that's going to be on Disney Plus, and anybody who's watching Doctor Who as a brand new thing they've never heard of, blah de blah de blah, will think, oh, because that was a great episode. Let's go back and see what was the inspiration of that episode, and they're going to see another great episode. So it's everyone's a winner.
I cannot understand why they took out the hand of Sutek.
Yeah.
The hand of. What do you mean by the chair?
Absolutely bamboozled me when you showed that. I was like, no, that's Doctor Who lore.
Yeah.
They could write a whole story about the hand of Sutek.
And the weird thing is that during the same week, a week before the episode, and 2 weeks after, they posted clips from that episode on YouTube in the official Doctor Who feed of YouTube. And in both of those clips, they were slightly different clips, but they both included him standing up, and both of those clips had the hand. And yet the the one where they did it as the memory TARDIS did not.
Okay. That's the thing. Another thing, you segued nicely there, Kirby, because I was going to mention the fact I quite like the fact they included the memory TARDIS because of obviously it then canonises all those little specials that they did for the anniversary featuring people like
the
Fraser
ones
Hines and
that
stuff.
most of the world can't see.
I know, but I like that. I like the fact they made that a real thing. I don't mind.
Somehow I'm able to see them. I don't.
Yeah, you're Kirby. You're obviously able to see everything. But yeah, so
I'm just watching Sutek going through the what's it called? The time vortex.
back to the episode. It obviously
well, you finish up and then you'll let us.
Well, I was thinking about the cast. Obviously, Ruby's Nan, the one that was in the bed sometimes. And now me and Deb were sort of looking at that actress all the way through, thinking we just know her from somewhere. It turns out that she's in EastEnders. She's one of Valila's acting partners in EastEnders, and but she looks like a character from Emmerdale in her makeup and stuff. She played, I can't remember, I don't watch EastEnders, but she plays the pastor's sort of helper in EastEnders, whereas Valila played.
One in EastEnders.
Valila played pastor's wife. And I can't remember. Honestly, if anybody knows EastEnders, they know what I'm talking about. She's the helper,
you need Mary.
She's a helper at the community centre, and apparently she got raped somewhere in the storyline. I don't know whether she got raped by the pastor or what. But she obviously plays a slightly younger character with a dark wig in that. So, but obviously her face was quite familiar, and that's why it was familiar. She was playing an older character in Doctor Who. So she's quite busy and getting lots of money at the moment. And of course the bit at the end where Anita Dobson playing mystery character, potentially Missy, but also wearing the coat that Mary Tam wore as Romana. So as very well done, because there was the umbrella hint.
I saw the coat,
yes.
Adam.
Yes.
I saw the coat and I thought maybe it was Romana, but she had
the brolly. The brolly though.
Yeah.
Which is a Missy thing, isn't it?
It's like we're still meant to guess. Maybe they can't quite decide.
Well, it actually happened because we got it wrong about who Ruby's mum was, which I do. Again, I like that, the way that it would just happen to be someone ordinary. We'll probably get it completely wrong as to who this Mrs. whatever her name is.
I can tell you it is definitely not. I mean, just
it's not
everyone's
Lorani.
Saying that it's Clara. It's not Clara.
Yeah, and it's not Amy Pond either. She's too young to be Amy Pond. She could be River before River regenerated into River. Maybe, I don't know. There's all sorts of things that she could be.
Yeah, it's possible that it could be River. It's. I'm hoping that it's not either Susan or second Romana, because both of those actresses are still alive.
Yes, I mean if you're going to make it Susan,
I don't think he'd use someone different. for a character that's still alive.
Yeah, I
Look
think
at Mel.
if they were going to do
Yeah.
Susan, I think they'd probably bring Carol Ann Ford back to do a regeneration scene. That would only be fair. Where they bought and we forgot to mention this last time, the late William Russell, who passed away a few weeks ago, back for that wonderful cameo in Jodie's last episode, and how good the fact they managed to do that just in the nick of time. It would be nice to have her back in Doctor Who in some way, shape, or form.
You realize if they bring Carol Ann Ford in, she will break the record that is currently held by William Russell.
Yes.
As far as the amount of time between first appearance.
So you're
and
saying that they
last
shouldn't
appearance.
do that then? Is that what you're saying?
No, I think they should. I was
No,
desperately
she
hoping.
can't. You know, do you realise she can't break that record? It's impossible because she was in the Five Doctors.
Oh, duh.
So they can bring her back, can't they?
Yes. Well,
Yes.
they could anyway.
So of course, Shooty. Well, what can you say?
It does feel like though the unit is turning into a bit Torchwood, if you see what I mean.
What's turning into Torchwood?
Unit.
Yeah, they've really snazzed it up a bit, haven't they, for the American audience? I don't mind. Why not?
It does feel like they've amalgamated Torchwood.
Well, the
and
tower
Unit.
looks more and more like the Avengers Tower every time I see it, but and it does stand out on the London skyline and stuff. But yeah, it's something new again. I love the way they can renew Doctor Who. It's just a magical.
No, you're
concept.
going to put the unit logo on the side of your
No, I'm
Avengers
not.
Tower.
But no, I just love the way. I know older Doctor Who fans, maybe Ian Levine, people like that, cannot move forward with the development of the show. But for me personally, I love the way the show, so I'm going to coin a phrase, regenerates itself and keeps going because it is the best concept for a sci-fi fantasy TV show there's ever been, and they will never be able to surpass it because of what it can do, the stories it can tell, and that's the only thing that I was getting frustrated with the
more
Jodie.
than anything, Adam, it's his heart.
Yeah, but it's just like
It's not about a human, but it's about humanity.
Exactly, but we were looking back at. We might end up liking the Jodie era. I certainly like Jodie, but people trying to make excuses that their ideas have run out.
Jodie's the Doctor was great, but unfortunately the writing.
Yes, but there were some really good ones in there. But the excuses I was being thrown at, the Doctor Who's run its course, has run out of ideas, run out of stories.
No.
Well, and my argument was there's plenty of really good stories on Big Finish, and that shows that there's not a glut of creativity around the show. And this series, Doctor Who, has shown that as well. We even have the people. The person we used to moan about a lot, Moffat, coming in with a cracking storyline. I know he's doing the Christmas special, and apparently it's going to be a swan song with the show. But the future's bright because we've got good writers back in, and I think they'll always have good writers in the show. But like I said, even the way it was under Jodie's tenure, it was still the best show of its concept on TV. It's just nothing like it. It's nothing like Doctor Who at all. It's just the absolute best. And Shooty was a king amongst Time Lords. I know he cries a lot. He's got a bit of a conjunctivitis problem, but what an actor. His screen presence is just, and he inhabits every part he does. He's wonderful, and he's doing the London Comic Con in November, and I want to go just so I get a chance to meet him. But I expect all the things to do with him are sell out. But oh my God, to meet Shooty, to meet the current Doctor. Oh my God, I'm gonna try.
Fantasy Con before he gets too powerful.
Yeah, right. So I don't know what you guys think, but I'm just so sort of happy and contented with the stuff we've had with Shooty and that. No, I did get a little bit irritated by Millie, but she was great. So shining presence on the television screens. Go on then, Debbie. We haven't been on for a while. You can tell me what you think of current Doctor Who.
With you. I was absolutely agreeing with you. Shooty Gatwa is one of the most phenomenal actors to hit our screen in a long time. I mean, I've seen him in, Sex Education and that, but he was stellar in that. And just, he's brought something different to the Doctor. I mean, they all do.
Yes.
but he's brought something so refreshing that I can see why the stalwarts of traditional Doctor Who have been bombarding Facebook and Insta and everything like that with vitriol about him, and it's like not fair. There's been some cracking writing, because Russell T Davies is phenomenal with pen, and sometimes some of them can be hit and miss with. For me personally, because everyone's individual, you like certain ones better than the others, but I just think as a whole this whole story arc has been really good. I've really enjoyed it, and I've enjoyed the freshness. I just wish I could have persuaded Isla to join us after Isla, but I've spoken to some of her friends, and they're absolutely loving this. They are 14, 15-year-old kids who are thinking this is the best thing since sliced bread, and that's what it should be.
Good.
I mean, I'm 47 this year, and Doctor Who still makes me go, when it's on. I never want to lose that. And I know I have a big problem with the Clara era. But I just felt it went on for too long. She should have left when she was going to leave, and then it just dragged out. And that was my main problem with the Clara era, was like, it felt like, because obviously she was supposed to go and they were writing for someone else, and then she stayed, that she was sort of shoehorned into things, and it was bits were expanding that. But this I've not noticed with this new season, new story arc. Absolutely enjoyed it. I've enjoyed the extended family. It's felt very Donna. I don't know if you guys have been feeling that. It's sort of the Donna love. It's been feeling more like that.
Her daughter Rose is in it, though.
I know, exactly. And the unit, as I said, unit turning into Torchwood has just been. It's been great to watch them develop as well through this season. The new look Torchwood and not Torchwood, new look Torchwood unit, and it's not been much to fault, really, and we've had lots of great cameos in this season, and I've cried, I've laughed, I've gone, oh God, it's been a typical Doctor Who season, really. That's me.
I bring Sutek's Gift of Death to all.
I love Sutek. I'm so pleased to go back. That was just brilliant. When some of the CGI for him was a little bit dodgy, but he was still there with Sutek.
It was great. Well, somebody was moaning about, when the TARDIS towed him. I know they shut the TARDIS doors and the ropes and that. Well, once you shut the TARDIS doors, the rope is in two different time places, isn't it? So it's obviously going to snap.
It made sense to me, but obviously not to some other people.
Because it's, of course,
you close
real.
that door, that's it. It's a different temple.
Yeah, but it's real. That's why. So people would get really annoyed about something that's so real.
It was actually obeying the laws of physics rather than just fantasy.
The laws of Doctor Who. Go on then, Kirby. Tell me how much you hated it.
Here we go.
The new. You mean the most recent season?
Yes.
Series?
Yes, that's right.
I absolutely loved it. I love Shooty. I love Millie. I have the worst episode was the Space Babies, and that was not that bad.
It wasn't bad at all.
Yeah, I agree.
It's going to be interesting.
Yeah.
I've been picking my nose ever since, funny enough, and the amount of bogies I've found since, you can believe.
It's going to be interesting when we next review this next Capaldi one, because the eye gummy monsters versus the bogey
I don't remember
monsters.
it. I saw the preview at the end of the episode. Oh God, I don't remember this one, so I'm quite looking forward to seeing it.
I'm hoping that the next one is going to be better with rewatching it than I remember this time. That I really did not like that one, but I haven't listened to myself yet. Anyway, current season has just been great, and every one of them is getting better and better and better. Those toxic people out there complaining about the Beatles episode, when I loved the Beatles episode. I loved the baddie in that one. I loved the musical number at the end.
You mean Maestro, wasn't it? The Maestro, the baddie?
Maestro, yes.
Yeah.
Maestro.
I love the fact that it took both Lennon and McCartney to solve things. The Don and Bubble was when you realize what's happening, it just really kicks you in the gut. I'd say that Don and Bubble is my favorite, followed closely by the first of the finale. I was a bit disappointed with the last episode because that first one, leading up to Sutek, was just a kicker. I mean, it was great. My only real problem, and if I seem to have said earlier that I didn't like the last episode, no, I liked it.
It's a long, drawn-out ending.
Right. It
slowed it down completely. It was like, and now we're going to have the long, sort of introspective moment, you know. And I don't necessarily like the fact that Sutek has been hanging on to the TARDIS all this time. I mean, does that mean that in the 5 Doctors there were 4 TARDISes that went off with Suteks on them?
Well, no. Some of the ones that were TARDISes prior to Sutek attaching and buried them to Mars would not have had Sutek attached, would they?
And is the TARDIS, which is sitting in the 14th Doctor's backyard, is
potentially
there a Sutek
yes.
on that one?
Potentially yes. But maybe not, because because Sutek was destroyed in the time vortex, and that then undid him from the history to a certain extent. Therefore, everybody came back, if you remember. It's a bit like they did that in the Avengers, didn't they?
In the 50th anniversary, there were 3 TARDISes there. So, were there 3 Suteks?
Yes, I would imagine there were. Does that upset you? No, hang on, you're being silly now. Kirby, you're being a bit silly. Yes, there were 3 TARDISes on screen at the time, but it was the same TARDIS. So it's just one Sutek, a very weak Sutek, who was attached to those TARDISes, or that TARDIS that appeared 3 times. You're getting a bit confused by the concept of time travel, aren't you? Where the Doctor crosses his own time stream and you see more than one TARDIS when in fact it's just the one TARDIS. I know it sounds confusing, but
what about the fugitive Doctor's TARDIS? Is there one on hers?
Yes, of course there is. No, there can't be, because we don't know where the we don't know where the fugitive Doctor fits into the timeline, whether it's a pre-Hartnell.
I'm fairly certain the fugitive Doctor is between 2 and 3.
So you mean when the third Doctor staggers outside of the TARDIS and falls down, he's regenerated from the fugitive Doctor?
Correct.
There we go. So therefore, Sutek will not.
That's what my.
Yeah. So Sutek will not be attached to the TARDIS, would it? Yeah.
Okay, fine.
But he was attached. Hang on, but he was attached to the TARDIS when the 11th Doctor. It was his tomb, and Clara went and splintered herself into time and stuff. He was attached to the TARDIS then, when it was getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that first episode that Jodie was in, when it was a monument, remember on that thing? So he was attached to it then.
And I am looking forward to when we get around to the Jodie episodes again, because I may see them differently. Anyway, I absolutely loved the entire season. And I really do not understand those people that were going. It was painful listening to some of my favorite podcasters.
Yes.
Just moaning.
Yes. Yeah.
About it. I mean,
totally. Yeah, I was going to say it, Kirby. Did you hear a few? I listened to obviously half a ton of them, and trying to pick a name offhand, but it was upsetting.
Yeah, the Tin Dog.
That's it. Yeah.
And I respect him. He
had their opinion, but the way that people have been talking about it has been shockingly derisive.
He did not seem to want to even give it a chance.
No.
He was just turned off by space babies and wouldn't look at the good at all. He started calling it Disney Who.
Mm-hmm.
A people have been calling it that, unfortunately.
And no, I absolutely.
People were posting, I'm deleting my Disney subscription for this.
Yeah.
Like, really? You'll be back.
This most recent season is really, really good. Doctor Who had no real issues at all.
It's definitely
I didn't even
restored my faith after what happened with Jodie. Especially.
I don't know if you listen to ESW or Station Who.
Yes. Yeah.
they keep a Chibnall bashing count during their.
Yes,
podcast.
they do. Yes.
and when I was on them for Boom, I think I was the first person to Chibnall bash that day.
Anyway, on the live feed, we've got Lillian Robbins saying Shooty is great, and Ian Kirk saying there was a Capaldi episode where the TARDIS shrank. Well, so did Sutek. He wasn't very strong back in those days.
Teeny tiny
Sutek.
size.
And in Logopolis as well, there would have been a teeny tiny Sutek shrinking.
I love the cartoon that someone drew of the TARDIS with a Sutek / Snoopy sleeping on the top.
Yeah, that was fantastic. I saw that. Brilliant.
Oh, I actually said to Tom I wanted that as a tattoo.
Yeah, but
No,
I was a little bit disappointed by the second part of the two-parter, but I didn't hate it. So
the only thing you could say was, that Russell T Davies does like a reset thing, but that was done quite well in this episode, to be fair, and it made a little bit of sense because Sutek was a god, etc., etc. But he wasn't too powerful for the time vortex.
And I love Mel.
Yeah, she's great. And I'll tell you what, Bonnie Langford. I mean, it's lovely she's had a chance to come back to Doctor Who because it's young Bonnie and Mel obviously was very young, and she was all excited and enthusiastic. Screamed a lot. She hasn't screamed once.
I know. I wish she had screamed.
I don't want her to.
Carrot juice. I didn't notice.
Again, screen presence. That's Bonnie Langford, and she's a very nice lady. Very nice person. Okay, right then. So we're going to go over.
An age where we stop screaming and start going ugh instead.
And bear in mind, she was told to scream by her director in those episodes. Right then. So we're going to move back over to the request that Kirby did for the feedback and see how far we get with that.
Mind that I have to refresh the page.
Oh, you should have been.
I got it on the screen, but I have to refresh the page in case something else. And then you've got this irritating thing that the way that Facebook presents stuff, they're not necessarily in the order that I want them to be. So I have to view more comments, which I'm doing. And it tries to come up with top comments, so now I go all comments. I posted a link to Bob Barker on Truth or Consequences with a mystery box. Which, for the price of $80, but it's very similar to the Osgood box. Neil James, whoever he is. The Zygon Invasion, the Zygon Inversion. Season 13's opener, Terror of the Zygons. It's one of my favorite ever classic Who stories, so I really wanted to love this, but I don't. Shame on you, Neil. Unit are just pretty boring during this era. Even in the current series, Kate Stewart has never worked for me as a character. It's not the actor's fault. She's just blandly written and always has been. Quirky Osgood is okay, but she's hardly a Benton. True. The rest of the guest cast seem baffled throughout and all act like they're in completely different shows. The Clara Bonnie storyline is trying very hard to be badass, but I just find it dull. The saving grace here is Capaldi. The wonderful Zygons deserve more. They were so much better served in the 50th. A very kind 3 out of 5 stars. I'll skip Ian, although I responded to Ian with the Gilbert and Sullivan thing that he is going to reference. And that's it. Is that it?
Yeah,
that might be it.
Well, not completely it, because I have some stuff coming through. And
that's in my...
Oh, that was, you said my. Well, I've got something to send over to Mrs. Melrose. Let's hope this works. Are you ready, Mrs. Melrose?
Waiting.
What's your name again? Oh, sorry. Debbie Melrose. There she is.
My name is Deborah Louise Melrose.
No, it doesn't say that on your Facebook account.
I know.
Good. While you're reading that, I can get the next bit ready.
Here we go. Hi, everybody. This story looks like it follows on from the day of the Doctor. The Zygons have invaded Earth, well, taken human form and integrated with the population of Earth. As always, there is the faction that wants to have it their way, and problems start. Dr. Disco can play an electric guitar. The Doctor is president of Earth. I didn't get to vote for them, him, her. 2 Claras and 2 Osgoods. Osgood should definitely have been a companion. Love the way Kate impersonates a Zygon. Some great lines in this one are, at ease, I'm the president of the world. I'm here to rescue people and generally establish happiness all over the place. The Doctor, Dr. Funkenstein. Yes, we know who you are. Isn't there a solution that doesn't involve bombing everyone? Are you phoning me with your backside again, or are you really sending me in distress?
Yeah, no.
I must admit, I used that one on my husband. You know, I'm over 2,000 years old. I'm old enough to be your messiah.
That's cracking.
There's my quote. Why do you have a Union Jack parachute? Camouflage? Camouflage?
Do you know, I'm going to have to read Terry's feedback prior to the show so I can pick out a good quote.
We're in Britain. All in all, these 2 were a good story with a few twists and turns. Next up, we have Sleep No More, Linda and Terry.
Splendid. Oh, right, okay. And, oh, God, I'm sorry, I need to go back to my previous page. It's a bit all over the place at the moment, the way the my emails are spread. But here we go. Come on, wakey wakey. Today be nice.
I am awake.
Oh, good Lord. Oh, eventually.
Yay!
Hello, 20 Megabyte Podcast. This is Ian Kirk.
Hello, Ian.
The Zygon Invasion and Inversion by Peter Harness. This seems to be a reaction to immigrants not wanting to integrate and becoming radicalised. Still a concern today. They changed the rule about a Zygon's target having to be kept alive, just so we could think characters had been killed. It does not seem realistic that the head of the unit would go off to New Mexico on her own. Osgood refuses to reveal whether she is Osgood or Osbad. At the end, there might be 2 Osbads. The 2 boxers are just a hoax so the Doctor can talk the 2 sides into not going to war, although it takes him 15 attempts. The unit soldiers try to find out if their relatives are human or Zygon, but later the Zygons never do the same. The Legend of Ruby Sunday. In the Pyramids of Mars, there is a man called Ibrahim Nahim, who says he is the servant of Sutek. In this story, there is a man called Colonel Ibrahim. A colonel is a senior army officer, and should not be running around pointing a rifle. That would be like the director holding a microphone boom.
It's just an
Kate
honest
says, evil genius with secret alien software. We've stopped enough of them, except for the obvious. The kid says, we'll get him. I think that was a joking reference to Elon Musk.
Yes.
Empire of Death. Kate Lethbridge Stewart says, I have to hope that the birds will sing again. Yes, just not the ones in Rogue. Why was Ruby's mother cosplaying as the 11th Doctor in the Bells of St. John with that medieval cloak and hood? Mrs. Flood has a suitcase. One of the stickers on it says Penzance. The comic opera The Pirates of Penzance had a song, A Most Intriguing Paradox. In the story, the Pandorica opens. The alien coalition was right to imprison the Doctor, because he was carrying Sutek around the universe. The Doctor leaves Sutek to die in the time vortex, because that worked out so well last time they fought.
Yes.
I just want an RTD finale to make sense. Well, we all want a lot of things that aren't going to happen. Bye for now.
Ian. I was Ian Kirk, everyone. Oh, okay, well, it's fine. You've gone all quiet.
Yeah, I posted a link to a Paradox song from Pirates of Penzance. I also posted a picture of a pair of docks, 10 and 11.
Yeah. Thanks, Kirby.
Okay. Yes. There was something. Darn, it's now.
What to do with
I
Ian's
forgot.
feedback?
Yeah, it had something to do with Ian's feedback, but now I don't remember.
Okay.
Oh,
You can
dear.
always read it. He did post the script.
The time vortex thing.
Yes.
If you look back at a lot of the teasers and stuff as we're coming into this current series, you'll see a swirly background in a lot of the stills and such, which looks very much like the way that the time vortex was portrayed in the original Sutekh story.
Right.
Which is they were teasing it even back before we knew Sutekh was going to be in it.
I always thought the time vortex was what we saw at the beginning of every the last series of Pertwee and every sixth series of Tom Baker. I thought that was the opening
The time
titles.
vortex in the Mummy story, the original Sutekh story, when you're seeing it through that sarcophagus, looks different.
Okay.
And,
I know what you mean.
The way that they were showing it in all the production stills leading into Sutekh this time around, you were seeing that version.
Okay, that's fine.
Maybe I'll find a picture and show you.
Doctor Who news.
Sorry.
Oh dear.
Never heard of it.
Finale to be screened in cinemas across the UK. Did anybody watch it in the cinema?
No,
No. Well, you wouldn't have done, Kirby.
it costs to go to the cinema.
Yeah. Well, it was on telly. Why would you? I suppose it's a bigger screen.
Exactly. I've got a nice big screen. It's fine.
So the Legend of Ruby Sunday and Empire of Death was shown in some cinema. I didn't know it showed. I didn't see anything unless I just missed it. Cineworld was showing it, but apparently it was. Doctor Who magazine issue 604, featuring the Doctor and Rogue in fine, sort of Bridgerton sort of costumes and stuff. And then the thing we forgot to mention last week, William Russell, 1924 to 2024. The actor William Russell, one of the original stars of Doctor Who, has died at the age of 99. And yes, I mean, I feel we ought to pay tribute to. I mean, I think I might have written something on the page about him as an actor, the way he sort of took on the role of Ian, and he was almost like the Doctor is now. He was like the swashbuckling person who would deal with everything, instructed as to do so by the Doctor in some ways. He was very much had a good screen presence. I loved watching those stories with Ian in them, and the sort of bickery banter between himself and the Doctor, the way the character of Ian would try and sort of look after everybody in the TARDIS crew, even when Susan left and Vicky came in, and him and Barbara eventually sort of became almost like parental to whoever the younger companion was.
I was going to say they were the dad and mum role, definitely.
Yes, and the chase.
Grumpy eccentric grandpa.
Their last story being the chase, and that was one of my favourite stories anyway. But it was a good one for them to go out on, and yeah, I feel some ways it is. Even though they did a lot of episodes, because there was more episodes of Doctor Who in those days, that at the time was a little bit short for Ian and Doctor Who, and then of course he came back for the last Jodie episode. But old Chibnall did do a couple of half decent things, and that was one of the half decent things he did, bringing Ian back for that wonderful scene. But yeah, I mean, iconic, and of course you can quite predictably say that without people like William Russell playing Ian, Doctor Who would not be with us now, because that he set the benchmark for how a performance in a TV show like Doctor Who should be. And yeah, fantastic stuff. Good casting as well by the BBC. Anybody want to say anything about the iconic William Russell?
Just that he was fan-bloody-tastic.
He was, and I loved the fact that they got him in that
Yes.
one episode, and also I love the fact that they fit him into the Adventure in Space and Time.
Yeah. Well, what the actor?
By the way, I just posted what I was talking about in the comments for the feedback for this episode. So you can look at the time vortex.
Okay.
Oh well, thank you, Kirby.
Well, with William Russell,
Yeah.
all I heard was really good things about him at cons and things like that. That he was always there for the fans.
Yes.
I was always surprised of the big love for him through the generations.
Yeah.
I like that.
Obviously,
he was great.
he had a good innings of nearly 100, but it's still it's a loss, and yeah, it's very sad.
Oh, apparently,
I love this.
I promised Tyler to hit 100, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
There was I don't remember which DVD it was, but it was for one of the stories that was unfinished, but they put out a DVD of what they had. And William Russell did the linking narration in character.
Oh, cool. Yeah, I think I've
I
heard.
don't remember what that was.
Because Peter Purvis has done that, hasn't he? And so's Fraser
Yeah.
Hines on some of these restored audios from
Yes,
Doctor
yeah.
Who's stuff from the 60s.
And also remember when Tom Baker did Shut Up!
Yeah, the Shada Shh, that one, yeah. Which was actually quite good. Right, so Doctor Who Print the Legend, the latest special from Doctor Who magazine, Doctor Who Print the Legend, is now available, potentially at whon.co.uk, but you'll have to have a look on their website to see if I'm correct. All new Tales of the TARDIS, shooting out to Millie Gibson, are to appear in a new Tales of the TARDIS with the Doctor and Ruby embarking on a journey to the pyramids of Mars. Following on from Saturday's episode... What?
I said, oh yeah,
I
Pyramids
didn't
of
know
Mars.
anything about this, so I don't know if anyone's seen it and can tell me anything about that. And Doctor Who...
They walk in and the mummies are stood there and they turn around straight
Oh,
away.
brilliant. I haven't seen that, though. So
That's one of
that
the
is the best scenes ever. Doctor Who magazine, and that was invented by Tom Baker and Elizabeth Sladen, wasn't it, that scene? They sort
Yeah,
of dropped it in.
the great about face.
Yeah. And how many of us have done that,
A
you know,
lot.
in real life?
Yes.
Yeah.
That's a great big nope.
Yeah. Hey, you haven't done that before?
Other than finding the scene in the Tales from the TARDIS Pyramids of Mars one where the hand was missing, I have not watched that one. I understand some people don't like the fact that they redid some of the special effects. I have no problem with that.
That's like when Star Wars redid the special effects.
Yeah.
Well, that I had problems with.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
I happen to have a copy of the first Star Wars movie, which is not Episode 4. It was just Star Wars as restored as possible to the way it was in the theaters.
I've got the original on VHS still. The first one we ever bought.
Yeah.
First video we ever bought was Star Wars, and I've still got that. So favourite.
Well, can we
By the
talk...
way,
oh, I nearly got a word in. Carry on.
In 1999, William Russell returned to the role of Ian Chesterton for the video release of The Crusade.
Oh, right, okay.
He provided linking narration to cover the gaps in characters and aged Ian.
Cool. Right, okay. Doctor Who magazine. Oh, I was going to say something, wasn't I, about Star Wars and stuff. Okay, right. So, I know this is going to bore the tears, so I'm going to try and make this brief because
You're related to everyone, yes.
Been going on about the pamphlet I've been writing for several years and still am. But I found part of my 1975 to 1979 diary, and it's comedic just because of you see the development of a 9-year-old who can't spell anything, gradually working out how to spell stuff as the time goes on. But it also features little tidbits of stuff that happened, like Harold Wilson becoming Prime Minister in 1976 and things like that, and how my sort of reactions to various things. And I'm quite surprised, actually, at 9 was aware of who was Prime Minister, because you get asked a 9-year-old today whether they know who the Prime Minister is or not, they wouldn't probably know anything like that. But anyway, so that, and you know, it's probably going to come up with Jimmy Carter and stuff like that, I don't know. But there's things coming up I'm looking forward to seeing my angle on, and that be obviously when Star Wars comes out and stuff like that. And, I haven't mentioned Doctor Who yet in it.
I
but
don't
do
think
mention,
I mentioned Doctor Who in any of my diaries.
I
kept
do
a
mention
diary from
my favourite
from
program
about-
at the time, The $6 Million Man. I'm all over that, I'd say. But yeah, so I'm quite enjoying. They're very short little bursts of text, and I'm not putting every single day in. But most days there's something interesting. It's about my mum and her husband Nigel got me some mice, and I'm sort of reading on because I finish each line saying the mice are still alive. So let's see how it comes up.
Well,
That's going to pan out.
they're really hyperdimensional, pan-dimensional beings.
What mice?
Mice.
Okay. But yeah, so I'm quite enjoying.
They're experimenting on humans. Remember?
Okay, I'm quite enjoying going through all that stuff. I've got the date I became a Southampton supporter, 4th of May 1976. Yeah, so I'm enjoying that. I think that might be one of the last things I do with that particular pamphlet. Yes,
Master, I kept a diary from about the age of 15 until I think 20 or 21. The problem with my reading it back is that I wrote it backwards.
Oh dear, well that was a bit silly.
So I can write backwards, but I can't necessarily read backwards. So I need to use a mirror.
Yes. Oh no. Well, my problem is that my handwriting is so bad, especially when I get to the age of 15, 16. I'll write really, really tiny. I can't read what I've written. I haven't got to that bit yet. But like I say, my diary is finished in 1989. I wrote on and off from 75 to 89, and I stopped writing in 89 because Deb used to read my diary, and I thought, oh God, I'm never going to keep that private anymore, so I stopped writing them. Probably just as well, because I used to take a lot of time writing them. And of course, the Diary of an Unwilling Virgin is a homage to my old diaries. Hurry, Debbie, what did you say?
That's the way I used to keep a diary, and it got found by my landlord.
Oh.
I realised, and so I started writing in hieroglyphs, and he didn't understand what I was writing.
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I was writing mine backwards. Although I was also influenced by Leonardo da Vinci.
I did hieroglyphics and I did runes, Nordic runes, but I also had a code, so you'd have to work out the code for it. It wasn't just straight translation; it was code as well.
Dear. That sounds like it would.
My landlord was a dick, in all
sounds
honesty.
like it.
So yeah, he read my diary and went through my stuff, and so I thought, fine, I'll outsmart you this time. And then I got out very quickly.
Back to Doctor Who news. Doctor Who magazine 605, featuring the Doctor in one of his various costumes, because of course that's another great thing about Shooty is his costume is him, rather than a set costume that the Doctor always used to sort of wear. And yes, loads of stuff going on there. Oh, Lenny Rush was the actor that played Maurice Gibbons, I was trying to think of it earlier on, the unit scientific officer. Apparently, collection season 25 in Blu-ray, I believe, is coming out. So if anybody likes Blu-rays,
My dad loves Blu-ray, but he was really mean about new Doctor Who. I stopped talking to him about Doctor Who because he'd be like, right, should we talk about Doctor Who? It's like, nah.
Who are you talking about, sorry, Debbie?
Doctor Who with my dad.
With your dad. Oh, okay.
He would be quite rude about it, and I was like, do you know what? I'm not putting up with this.
What,
just because you want to
stuff?
talk about... I love talking about Doctor Who with my dad, but lately it's just been bitch.
Oh, dear.
Sorry I've spawned so much tonight and my filter's off for some reason.
I didn't realise you had spawned.
He's just been really mean, and it's like mean-spirited, and it's like, Dad, accept the fact that time changes, things move, and Doctor Who has always rolled with the punches and rolled with the seasons,
Right.
and
Well,
got to.
What you're saying is correct, because if you look back, we've always stuck with the show, and I think we still would have stuck with it, and maybe Mary wouldn't have done. I know she's been very loyal to this show, and that's why she's carried on watching it, but most of us would have stuck with the show whether we thought it was bad or not, because we just want to see if it's going to get better or what.
Yeah.
And
There's
obviously
been
this
quite
podcast.
a lot of this last season that I've not enjoyed.
Well, this podcast
but
began.
also enjoyed it. It's like it's part of the journey.
Well, this podcast began with, as myself and Alicia reviewing Doctor Who, because myself and Alicia at the time were big Doctor Who fans. Alicia drifted away from the show for two reasons. One, she became more enhanced in having a bit of fun out with her friends and doing what teenagers do, or most teenagers in fact, and started finding Doctor Who a little bit on the boring side. She found a boyfriend who liked Doctor Who, but even that didn't sort of get her back into it. And I've got her and Kyle, her husband, who are Doctor Who fans, coming up to me and saying, "Have you watched Doctor Who yet? It's brilliant. It's the best episode I've seen for years." And they said that quite a lot during the current series. So they've got someone, who started a podcast doing Doctor Who, then went out away. Isabella, who's very fussy about stuff on the telly, and she's been gushing about, the show as well. So even Deb's liked it. So, and Deb's, she's a very much the sort of the casual TV viewer of the family. And she'll watch quite a lot of stuff on Netflix, dramas and stuff like that. And she's watched some of these episodes. I'm not saying she liked every single one, but most of them she's really liked. I think she did say that she found that parts of the last episode a bit confusing, but she still enjoyed it, the spectacle of it all. So it can't be that bad, It's just people, like you say, it's people being a bit mean-spirited with change. So
yeah,
I still haven't got over the Sixth Doctor changing into the Seventh myself, because I always wanted Colin to carry on. But there you go. I'm pretty sure Colin Baker would still be the Doctor now if he'd been left in the job. There you go. Right. So next time it's what's it called again? I saw the title at the end of the thing. It's
Sleep No More.
What's it called again?
No More.
Sleep No More. Isn't that a song by some band? I can't get no sleep. Anyway, so yeah, don't remember it. So I'm hoping I'm going to watch it as a brand new episode and enjoy it. So that makes me quite excited. It's a standalone, isn't it, everybody? It's a standalone episode on its own. So that's good. I said next time because next week I'll be England.
It's summer. We go sporadic in
I'm
summer.
hoping.
Yeah, it's fine.
England can win the Euro semi-final on Wednesday, and potentially we'll be watching the final anyway. The Euros final, I'm pretty sure it's on Sunday.
I wonder why cows blew up.
On the other side of that, we've got a film that weekend anyway, so I'm not quite sure how that film is going to pan out, because I know we've got Stroller's show, which could be on Friday.
Are we going to talk about what we've been watching too?
We'll not be recording on. I'm just saying we're not recording on next Sunday. That's what I'm trying to point out.
Doing that. We'll be here for another hour.
But I wanted to say, I've actually been watching something. Oh, when will we record?
21st. 21st of July.
21st? Well, unfortunately, guess what?
We're recording a podcast.
Silent movie.
Silent movie.
Yay! What are you watching?
Wings again.
Oh, is that what Paul McCartney, Denny Lane, and Linda McCartney? Or...
You know what? I think I'm just going to come over and see you and go, right, we're going to watch a silent movie together.
Tell you what, talking of silent movies, Kirby, there's some pages on Facebook which are dedicated to, sort of, what do they call it, restoring old photographs and old films. And there's been some beautiful films that you used to see flickering and people walking really fast of things like Main Street. Is it Main Street in New York? Is that a place?
In the study, it's Main Street in New York.
Yeah, New York.
Yes, I'm aware of the.
From about 1908 and stuff like that. Yeah, it's beautiful. And it's spellbinding to see that. And you can see the people really do look like. And you look at them and think, blimey, they were all dead now. But look at them now, all full of life and just doing their day-to-day stuff.
I'm not dead.
Yeah, but no, there's been so much. So I've joined every single page on Facebook that has these sort of videos and photos and stuff like that, because it's magical. It really is time travel when you see it looking that sort of new, fantastic. Right.
My father.
So just for Kirby's info, and maybe some of the listener, like I say, not recording next week because of potential of filming and the potential for finals of Euros and whatever might be happening that weekend. The 21st it appears to be happening at the moment.
Well, if it doesn't, keep us posted so we know what we're up to.
28th might happen, but it's Grayson's christening on the 28th. But I don't think that's going to sort of last around to the evening, so we'll keep that as a yes at the moment. And then after that, it's all Sundays available until we're going to London at some point that week. Oh, that's not then. 18th of August seems to still be okay.
You don't have to get this detailed this far out.
Yeah,
I was
don't
supposed
think-
to be going to the theatre tomorrow, but Tom's on the mainland for work, so I'm now not. So I'm sulking.
That's a shame. Oh, but the next one that's not going to be on for definite is the 1st of September because we're shooting the Fusion Arts show. But after that, it's fairly all plain sailing towards the end of the
normal. Yeah,
Capaldi era come to an end.
Well, most Sundays I'm available unless there's a silent movie.
But of course, this is episode 592. 8 episodes time is episode 600, and I plan to do nothing special whatsoever. Just carry on doing the show as.
How about I come round and we have a bottle of something?
Yeah, I don't really think that Deb would be up for that one. To be fair.
Okay.
I don't know what to do. I don't think we're going to do anything special because I was planning to. That was going to be my last episode, so that fell apart, didn't it? Never mind. But yes, that is. I don't know what to do. I've tried all sorts of things over the years, what to do, but nothing ever becomes majorly special. I might. I even told the Counter Press about our 500th episode, and bearing in mind everybody's podcasting these days, and we've been doing it for quite a lot of time. I've got 2 grown-up children since we started doing the show. But yeah, but we'll see what happens. Right, so I think that sort of ties things up. Don't forget.
Can I say what I've been watching?
You can in a minute. In a minute. I'm just going to say, you must just remember, Debbie, it's your job if you're on next time. Just remember that.
Remember what?
Pardon?
Remember what?
That we need to ask Mary about what she thought of the season finale.
Of course, it's not.
And I hope that at least Mary or Debbie is on next time because I won't be.
I will be.
I probably will be.
I haven't put anything in the diary then, unless there's problems with Isles, but
yeah, I'll probably be on. I can't promise anything. But anyway, so somebody wanted to talk about what they've been watching this week. I've lost track of what I've been watching.
After several weeks where I just couldn't get together with the Geek Daughter, finally sat down on this past Friday and started watching The Acolyte. And I'm loving it.
I love The Acolyte. I think it's brilliant.
I've only watched the first 2 episodes, or we only watched the first 2 episodes because it was rather late that night. But I'm thinking it's great.
Well, I think it is. It's just for some reason my family's love of Star Wars, the TV series, has diminished since Andor. Even though
I liked Andor.
Ahsoka was brilliant and Andor was sublime, but
yeah.
I'm like, can we watch The Acolyte? Nah, so I watched it on my own.
and I've noticed there's some of that same toxicity.
Yes.
People online about The Acolyte, and I don't know why.
No, don't get it. It's brilliant. I enjoy it very much.
And I also wanted to tell you guys what I'm doing this coming Wednesday.
It's not a movie.
No.
Oh.
No, completely much different experience. I am going to the Horizon of Khufu, Journey in Ancient Egypt, a unique VR expedition to discover the wonders of Egypt. My wife and I are going to this thing where we spend 45 minutes walking around in VR.
Is it TI, Total Immersion?
Excuse me?
Is it Total Immersion?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the unit is, I've got a MetaQuest 2, which it's a good VR thing. They've got two better ones since then.
That's quite interesting, Kirby. I was thinking of getting one of those for the convention.
But this unit for the Horizon of Khufu is so sophisticated that you're wearing a computer on your back in a backpack to power the unit. And apparently it's just super high definition. You're going to be at the mummification of Khufu. You're going to be on top of the Great Pyramid. It really looks fantastic. So look up Horizon of Khufu and you'll see various YouTube videos where it started out in Paris and now it's traveling around the world.
Oh, sorry, I was waiting for you to...
I think it's wonderful. I think what a great thing.
Thank you.
And this is going to be my wife's first experience with 3D in quite some time. she can't go to 3D movies because they hurt her eyes.
That's
And they
right.
make her sick.
You can disorientate you, can't you? Remember, the first one I saw properly, I think, was Bolt at the cinema. And I remember it took a bit of time to get used to it. Initially, it was a bit of a nauseous feeling, but eventually you get used to it.
Well, in this case, because of the way that VR works, you're seeing two separate screens in each of your eyes, so it's less disorienting.
Yeah.
But in this case with Horizon of Khufu, you're actually walking around in a room.
Yeah.
They painted the walls in a way so that the unit knows where you are.
Okay, that's clever.
It's kind of this weird black and white thing. Anyway, take a look at the videos.
Yes.
Cool.
Thank you, Kirby.
Are you looking, Debbie?
No, I am just anticipating because
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not looking. As soon as I put anything else online, the whole house seems to go down with Wi-Fi. So
Yeah. I used to have that problem, remember?
Same.
But yeah, it's going to be really interesting. Unfortunately, I can't record it because it's not allowed.
There must be, yeah, as you say, pictures and videos of it. That's just
there are videos of parts of it that are promotional.
cool.
Oh, okay. Right then. So did I say next week? I can't bloody remember now.
No, you said the week.
Oh yeah,
after,
Theatre Train. Oh no, not coming next week. Potential for finals and
21st,
filming
you
and stuff.
said.
So 21st is the next one, and that one we will be reviewing. Oh, sorry, looking at. Well, we'll be viewing because I'm not going to synopsize it. It's Kirby, you forgot to mention what if they wanted the full synopsis, what episode number they need to go to for this week's.
Just a second. And by the way, I have something else to tell you about the Khufu thing in just a second.
Oh, yes.
We last spoke about these in episodes 282 and 283 from November of 2015. And we recorded on 11/11, and we even had the moment of the remembrance during it.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
Debbie. Apparently, it says choose your city for Horizon of Khufu. London is there.
I'll have to look into that because that sounds like something that Ida would absolutely adore, and me.
Yeah,
but you know,
It's showing 3 cities. The 3 cities are currently Montreal, London, and Atlanta.
Marvellous. Talking of that, you got me thinking, I forgot about this. Hang on, I have to put my telly on because not talk about what we watched this week, but I watch periodically on. Hang on, my sound's up. I'm just going to look at my recording. It's a thing called Look at Life. And Look at Life is a thing that used to be on at the cinema back in the day before I was born, actually. And I can't remember what company makes it, but they're fascinating little high-definition films about just a day-to-day life and a variety of different categories, I suppose you call it. Like for this one I've got on the screen here, for example, is Women at Sea, or women police officers in 1963. And that does sound a bit boring, but of course when you're watching it, and it's such day-to-day people, not movies.
Yeah.
And the one of them we watched, the police one, the women in the police. They're walking around London in 1963, and what do you think you see? Plenty of in the background. Police boxes.
Police
Hanging around. And one of the particular police boxes was just a box with a telephone in it, which the police officer went in, and it said police public call box on it, but it was tiny. And of course they had normal, how would you expect.
Now, where are you seeing this? What's it
you
called?
won't see it. It's on a channel called Talking Pictures TV. It's on one of the Sky channels. But I'm trying to remember what company made it. It's a British. So you remember Pathé News? You probably heard of Pathé News.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, this is Rank. So the Rank organisation, it's well known for making Hammer House horrors, I suppose. Is it that, or was it? I know it was things like the early Carry On films and stuff like that. They also created this Look at Life programme, which I think there are some available on YouTube, but these on this channel have been restored to pretty high definition, and There are some really interesting ones. What caught my imagination with it was a few weeks ago, somebody filmed it with their phone and posted it on one of the Isle of Wight heritage site pages on Facebook, because they'd done one on the Isle of Wight in 1963, and I thought, wow, I want to see a bit of that. But I've been recording all of them, hoping they'd repeat it, but they haven't. But yeah, so it's a channel.
Now,
if you're in the UK,
do you watch the YouTube channel about the Isle of Wight old pictures and stuff?
I pick up from time to time. But yeah, if you want to, you're in the UK, go to Talking Pictures TV. It's on the web.
I see it.
www.talkingpicturestv.co.uk. And yeah, there's so many. They're only 15 minutes long, so if you want to fill a little gap, it's really.
I wonder if I were to use a what do you call it, where you're redo your IP.
No idea.
Address.
Well, you might see the website, you might not see the TV channel. That's obviously we get on Sky, but you might still be able to see certain videos via the website I just called out, which is www.talkingpicturestv.co.uk.
Yes, I'm seeing. See if they might have something. Anyway, I'll look at it later.
Yes. Anyway,
Debbie, I just sent you a link to the.
I saw. Thank you very much.
So,
thank you.
I should get on.
I want to know if you do go and see it.
Of course, I'll let you know if I do go. Depends on the financial side.
And I'll let you guys know what it's like the next time I'm on after Wings.
And I know he doesn't listen to the show, but I feel it very appropriate to congratulate a very good friend of mine, Richard Quigley, who is now MP for this half of the Isle of Wight. And yes, I haven't seen him since he got voted in, so I had to give his wife a hug and say, can you pass that on? So it's all very exciting for him, and he's a lovely chap and deserves a crack at Parliament, doesn't he, Debbie?
Does.
Oh, okay, fine. All right then. But anyway, so next time, the episode that Kirby mentioned that we're doing, I've already forgotten the name of. Something about sleeping, wasn't it?
Sleep no more.
Something like that, yeah. So thank you for listening, watching, taking part in the show. Please continue to do so. Goodbye.
Goodbye, Fancy Pants.
Scarecrow.
The 20 Megabyte Doctor Who podcast is an APV Services production, sponsored by whowon.co.uk and lavazi.co.uk. We are proud members of the Doctor Who Podcast Alliance. Doctor Who is a trademark of the BBC. No copyright infringement intended. The music on this podcast is covered by limited online music license from PRS for Music.